The new Power DragBat, which I'm coining here, the new Power DragBat contains 3 components, and if you get any 2 of these 3, your success rate is going to be well above 70% fresh hit. Guaranteed. Sweeper placement, your entry point, and where you can put your ice golems to distract the wizard towers. If you can get any of those 2-3, you're going to blow the bases out of the water with this DragBat attack. We're going to get into the video. I'm going to show you. Enjoy. Welcome, Clashers. Today we're talking about Super Power Dragon Attack, the new strategy that I've coined. And what is the key difference here? Well, I'm going to show you 2 methods. What I like, the Power Dragon Attack mainly starts with ice golems, but the big thing I like to use here is the 7 bats. Now, is that a new thing? People have been using 7 bats. I actually see quite a few different things, but I call it the Power Dragon Attack because it has 3 components. It has ice golem, it has the 7 bats, and the no poison. Now, a lot of people argue, should you bring poison, should you not? And I'll kind of get into that and kind of what I do sometimes for bringing poisons. And the idea is, do I ever bring it? Should you? Etc., etc. Now, this is a powerful attack. One, mainly because this base is susceptible to it, right? Easily able to take down that air defense. Now, mind you, not the best base ever. Sure, you don't want a bounceable air defense, but you do have to spot it, right? You do have to spot it, and the key here is this is a fresh hit. I didn't know where anything was, of course, and the key to my success, I would say, is the use of the beautiful and brave ice golem, right? So loons go down, dragons behind. The key here, what I like to do, if you don't know, since there are no multis here, you can put number of loons down, but you don't want to waste all your loons. A lot of people put all their loons down and then put the dragons into like a multi. Don't do that. You only need a couple, I would say maybe half. Go with half, trigger some SAMs, then save the rest for behind the dragons or later on. Because if they're behind the dragons, that means the multis are not on them. They stay up, they get more damage done, okay? So, what is the key success to these powerful dragon attacks here? The power dragon attacks or any DragBat sort of attack is use of the ice golem. You have to be able to figure out where to put in the ice golem to make sure you tank for the wizard tower so your combats can do some work. Anyways, able to get this one down. I brought in early bats on this one on purpose. I realized I needed the early bats here. I knew I was going to die, right? I knew my bats were going to die out. It was inevitable. I knew it to be so. So how do I make up for that? I make sure I bring cleanup. Which I made a big fail on a CWL war because I didn't bring cleanup. I was like, I don't need the cleanup. I should have gone with my gut and brought the cleanup. I got a 9. I time failed. I got like a 93%. Anyways, this time not going to happen. And no loons on the back end, right? The haste was unfortunately it didn't catch the loons like I wanted it. But I had enough dragons up. I had 4 dragons in the bag. Good, decent health, and 1 loon as well. And of course, goblins here. Getting some cleanup down, minions doing some cleanup, and that is the Power Dragon Attack. The Power DragBat. Yes, I'm going to coin it. 3 components, again. Now, the DragBat bases are pretty easy to spot. Again, you're looking for entry points, sweeper positions, and ease of access to the wizard towers. If you're able to get any of those combinations, go with the DragBat. It shall serve you well. It served me well, and in fact, it is my favorite go-to attack now, not because it's spam, because I actually enjoy the process of thinking about the DragBat. Now, I can do all kinds of different attacks, but as I said before in another video, I like to go in waves. So I remember the Halo attack, the kill squad push I did all the time? I mean, I did that so many times, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. Now, the next attack I have here for you is this same sort of strategy, however, a little different. Now, why? Now, this is the power of the DragBat. This is why your brain comes in. The Power DragBat attack, man. It takes serious skills to understand this sort of attack strategy. Now, this one is, you're like, should you... Halo, I don't know if this is a DragBat. Sure, you have an empty, you can get that wizard tower, but this is kind of tricky. Air defense in here. I mean, what are you going to do? How do you figure out what to do in this situation? Well, two things I'm looking for. What did I say? Or more than one major thing is the sweeper position. Sweepers are over here. So I thought about a lot of strategies. I thought, well, maybe I'll just enter in at 4 because I do get to the eagle first. I get 2 wizard towers. Why didn't I do that? You might say. Well, I didn't like the pathing as much, to be honest. I didn't prefer it. I knew I wanted my bat up here, and with the wizard tower and the Inferno together, I prefer doing a bat bomb. So a bat bomb means you put a rage down, you do a freeze, and then bats, right? That's a little bit different than the previous attack. So these things, it's not just as simple, I'm just going to drag bat anything. I'm going to power drag bat anything. Dragons will destroy. No, you got to be sophisticated. You got to know what's up, or else you're going to run into some pickles. Now, this was another fresh, so let's get it going. And, of course, I don't know where the Tesla farm is. And, in fact, at 6 o'clock, the Tesla farm is there, and I thought it'd be ruined. But anyways, I decided to put king up here. I needed the funnel to make sure the dragons would go perfectly. And my timing for the bats was as soon as the dragons got to the multi here, I'd put in the bat spell, and then they would all push towards 3 o'clock. Here comes the queen. It is kind of nice. The queen does take down the king, so your dragons aren't stuck on the king as they push inside the base. Kind of nice little there. Queen kind of gets her job done. I will throw in Slammer here. Now, these loons are to trigger some Sams, of course. There goes the Slammer. I wasn't intending to put loons here, but I saw the Teslas up, and I was like, I want to help the Slammer out. Here comes the dragons. Now, these Teslas did mess up my pathing. So I was not, I was expecting the Slammer to get there a little bit sooner, so I decided not to. I thought it would last a little bit longer. I was like, well, I'll put a dragon in my Slammer instead of loons. I thought the Slammer would kind of be closer to the air defense. The Teslas ruined that. That's what happens on a fresh hit, okay? So Slammer goes down, dragon inside with some loons. Archers come out. There goes the rage. Perfect rage because the CC's out, right? Unfortunately, the warden didn't get all my dragons. Okay, notice. I see my dragons are on the multi. Q. This is how I work. Q response, but my bat spells down. Put a rage down first, then you freeze, then you bat. And I was a little late on the loons for this wizard tower. I probably should have just done it right away. And technically, I didn't need the second freeze there. I don't think I needed it. I could have gotten away without it. But I wanted the guarantee. I just didn't want any. I knew all the bats needed to do was get that section up top, right? I knew the dragons could handle 3 o'clock. Because, again, what you're looking for, the other component is the ice golem. You got to look for this. If, for instance, now you might wonder, well, what if this cannon was a little bit further out and the ice golem doesn't go to this cannon? Is it worth bringing loons to kill this cannon to get the pathing for the ice golem? 100% guaranteed yes. If you have to use 2 or 3 loons to get a mortar down, or a Tesla, or a cannon, or whatever it is, to make sure your ice golem and distracts the wizard tower, it is worth it 100%. Why? Because it keeps your bats alive a little bit longer. So as you can tell up there, I was late on those loons. That was my mistake. I meant to do them at the beginning, but I just forgot. I lost more bats than I needed, but it didn't matter. Why? Because I have Power Dragons up, baby. Man, the Power Dragon attack is out and smashing. The Power DragBat attack, baby. I'm calling it that, man. It's powerful. It's smooth. Those are 2 fresh hits to start the war off, and you can't get better because of swag and a haste, swag and a loon, swag and all the good stuff. There goes the swag loon, and I don't swag the haste, or do I? I usually don't swag. I like to people like to place the swags on the battlefield. I like to hold them. I don't know. Why not, man? It's cooler. There goes Warden, and there you have it. A new video. A new attack strategy for you. Well, I don't know about newish, but kind of newish because it's not your typical. You always have to be not single-minded with these DragBat, Power Dragon, Power DragBat attacks. And you got to think on your feet, spot the bases, and you'll crush with it, man. I'm guaranteeing, man. It is beautiful attack. Use it in war. It's a great 2-star strategy if you're new to the game and you don't know how to attack. You can get 2 stars easy. We'll see you next time. Please subscribe. Let's boost the numbers. Share it with your clanmates. Share it on Twitter. Share it everywhere. I'd appreciate it. Halo out.